Okay, this is me starting with number 7. You may be confused with the negatives, but just take it slow. Go across the top. 35 stays on the top. C to the -2 goes to the bottom, becomes positive. D to the -7 goes to the bottom, becomes positive. So negative exponents, I move them to the denominator. Down here, 10 stays on the bottom. C to the -3 becomes C to the third in the numerator. D to the -3, D to the third in the numerator. So both the C's flipped, both the D's flipped. Now we can simplify. We have 35 over 10, 5 on top, 5 on bottom. So we have a 2 on the bottom and a 7 above it. Take a 5 out of each. Where do you have more C's? You have more on top, 1 more. Where do you have more D's? On the bottom, you have 4 more. So that's the subtraction property. 3 minus 2 is a 1. 7 minus 3 is 4, and it's on the bottom because the bigger number is on the bottom. Okay. Number 8, same type of situation, except we have m to the -3 is on top, and it's the only negative exponent. So I'm actually just going to move that to the bottom pretty quickly there. Now we have 4 over 2. You're smart. You know 4 over 2 is just a 2. Where do you have more n's? On the bottom. N to the 7th. You have 8 on the bottom, 1 on the top. So 7 on the bottom. M to the 11th, M to the 3rd. You're multiplying the bases. We're going to add the exponents. So I get a 14 on the bottom. Now, we're going to leave it like that because we want it alphabetical. So you should have your M in front of your N. So if you don't, you should fix that. It should be 2 on top, M to the 14th, N to the 7th on the bottom. Number 9. Everybody has questions about the -2. You're going to make it an exponent with both the x and the y. When we bring it in, we multiply exponents, I get -6 here. Negative exponents mean move them to the numerator or denominator. So the x comes to the numerator, y goes to the denominator. Both flip-flop. Now, this is a little bit harder one. This is -2 to the -3rd, w to the -3rd, z to the -6. Notice they're all negative exponents, so all 3 are going to be in the denominator. I'm going to have a 1 on top. All of these need to be in the denominator. -2 to the 3rd is -2 times -2 times -2. It's -8. It's in the denominator because the exponent was negative. W to the 3rd, z to the 6th. Both of these become positive because I moved them to the denominator. That's my answer. (11) This is like one of the first ones we had where we have negative exponents kind of thrown in. It was like number 4 from the top. When you do this, you already don't have any fractions. So let's just wait on the negatives. We're going to take this and we need to distribute. Now, this is a minus sign. So this is a binomial, those 2 terms. So I have to take it to both. You have -2 times -3. It's a +6. A to the 1st minus 1. Your A is gone. It's A to the 0. And it's gone. You don't even have to write it. B squared, B to the 1st. We have B to the 3rd. -2 times -5 is a +10. You have A to the -1 because it's A to the 1st, A to the -2nd. B squared is B to the 4th. Now, we have this negative exponent here. Notice, this is its own term here, 6b to the 3rd. This is a term, 10a to the -1, b to the 4th. So when you rewrite this, 6b to the third plus 10b to the fourth, a is only underneath this second term. You don't put like a whole big line. It's only with the second term here. That's the difference between a problem like this and a problem like number 10, number 8, where it's all just one term. It's a monomial. This, we have a binomial here. Okay, moving on to a polynomial. We got 5 terms. We need to combine like terms. So I have 2x squared, negative 4x squared. So that's a negative 2x squared. Negative 3x, positive 7. So I have positive 4x. And then this minus 1 at the end. And it needs to be in this order, x squared x and a no x. Number 13. This is not a multiply problem. This is a subtraction problem, and you need to think about it like that. You're going to subtract 8w. You're going to subtract 7w squared. You're going to subtract a negative 15, so it becomes positive 15. You have to take this negative to all 3 terms. I'm going to rewrite this trinomial here at the beginning. Now I can combine like terms. Negative 9w squared, negative 3w, plus, I copied the original problem incorrect. I'm sorry. This is a negative 1, or negative 11. Look back at your review, which should be in front of you. I copied it wrong. This should be a negative 11. Negative 11 plus 15 is a 4 here. Or 14. Nobody's going to miss this. This is z plus 8 times z plus 8. You're going to FOIL it. You get z squared plus 16x plus 64. You shouldn't have to write that out. You should see 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 times 8, 64. FOIL 2x squared minus 10x minus 4x plus 20. Combine like terms in the middle. It shouldn't take you any longer than that. It should go that fast for you. Number 16. Binomial times a trinomial. Be careful. I suggest just kind of covering this up. That gives you 3x to the third minus 3x squared minus 18x. Now distribute it to positive 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. We should have 6 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3x to the third. I need to combine here. I get a negative x squared. Combine, combine. Negative 20x minus 12.